Good afternoon. How is everybody? How we doing? Whew, let's turn the light on. Little noise, sorry. Oh, good morning. Oh. All right, so today we're going to continue to work on my make ahead stash for things that, I use on the regular. Hi, Harry. Hi, baby. Did you come to say good morning? Yeah. All right. So I thought we would start with some of the book page pockets with a tuck. And here, kitty. No, let's not get kitty up here. Hi, kitty. You hairy little turd. Ah. All right, so bring this one up. Copy. Carla! So this is the link to this original video. This is the book page pockets. We're going to be using book page. Yeah, we're going to be using some book page and some scrap paper. Hi, can I help you? That's what I thought. Okay. So I have, book pages of all different sizes and texture and stuff because, I like these to be different sizes. So let's get these in, size order. That'll work. There we go. All right, and some scrap. I'm going to put that to the side, though, because I'm going to prep these first. So these are literally, single page. So in the original video, we went ahead and did a little flushing. So that's what we're going to do with these. I have to say, I think I'm going to be tearing up some Harry Potter books here soon because they're a good size, and my daughter has some that are destroyed. Yes, we all have a lot of this. That's why I try to do like numerous things with it because we have so much, Now, this one is that really thick one. It's the book that I'm using for my art therapy book. So this one, I think I'm going to get away with not having to put the extra, support in it. So we'll see on that one. This is that historic history of London book. So this one has some, some weird pictures in it. So we're going to have to worry about that. But that's okay. I'm going to take this part off because it's just really ew. There, just to clean it up, and a little bit off the other side. Which kind of is bad because that's the, literally taking off the vintage of that. But I'm going to save it because I'll use it for something else. And then this sucker, this is like got this one. It is, it's like a school cheat book for kids. You know, it's got like all the punctuation rules in it and everything. And I don't think that's going to fit in there. It's not. So I will just.
You're right about the dryer. Like the button stuck on.
Yeah.
The start button's stuck on the on position.
I think so.
So it's better than the other option for that.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I went to start the dryer last night before we went to bed, and scared the living crap out of myself. I loaded all the laundry in, and I closed the door, and I started to turn the dial. And as soon as I started to turn the dial, I should have taken that over further. The machine started, and it's not supposed to do that.
Well, hit the button.
I have to hit the start button, and it just started. And I was like, what? It scared the crap out of me. And so, yeah, hubby went and looked at it this morning to see what was going on. And apparently, it's stuck in the on position.
Yeah. And well, here's that sorted.
Thank you. All right. So I have on my book page. And I am going to keep my trimmer out because I'm going to be using that to reinforce some of this. Because, see, some of this, like this, it's very thin. Some of this, like this stuff, is really thicker. So these are thick. These are way thick. But these are all very thin. So let's put these to the side. We'll work on those later. So this is like the easiest pocket ever. You don't even need to score anything here. Just fold your book page in half. And then fold it up about where you want it. And then we're going to fold this down. And that gets trimmed with scissors. If I can find my scissors. There they are. Something sticky on them. Ginger, I'm still sitting here, so get away from that counter. Seriously. All right, so this one is one of the ones that we're going to have to, I don't know. It's kind of thick. I don't think I'm going to have to, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let me get my ruler. And that is approximately, we'll say 5 inches by 3. 5 by 3. So this is a good way to actually use up, like leftover pieces of printer paper. Or anything really. It doesn't really matter. You can put whatever you want in there. And it doesn't have to go all the way down, you know. All right, so 5 by 3. I want this on the front piece at the top. So let me grab a glue stick. I'm going to use my Blick today. And this really bad plastic envelope. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. That was sort of stuck to my finger. Okay. Now, I'm going to close this. I probably should have punched a hole there to begin with. But, yeah, I'm lazy. What can I say? All right, gluing this part down. And I suppose I could use the glue stick for this, but I'm gluing this part down. And then I should have done this beginning, but I didn't, so I'll do it now. There. Now, again, as I'm using this as a make-ahead, I could leave this open a little bit here and here, and that way I can, ink all the way to the corner. But I don't know. I'm being lazy. I'm just making a mess. All right, so I'm going to get these all folded, and then we'll start gluing them all together. Where the hell did that go? There it is. I have a magnet up there that I use to hold my pin so I don't lose it on the frame up here. And sometimes, if there's a couple of things up there, it kind of walks around, and I don't know where it is. And right now, it's behind a note that I have sitting there for myself. All right, let's do. Oh, we already did one that way. Yeah? No. Yes? No. I don't know. Here we go. I'm just going to do it. And I can get an English lesson while I'm doing it. There's an article here on Aleister Crowley. That's kind of cool. All right, so we know this one's 3 by 5. We already have our 5, so let's cut a 3. It doesn't have to be. I mean, it could be like 2, as long as it's up there. Punch that out. And then we'll do some gluey. Glue that down. And then we'll glue this. Here we go. Gluey, gluey, gluey. Glue. Hey, Timmy! He was a lunatic. That's really what it is. He was just an Edwardian lunatic. All right, so I'm going to do these. Here we go. These are going to be really small, really thin little pockets. So I may want to actually cut some off the bottom so that they're not quite so tall. Let's see. I'm going to take some off the top on this one because that's a lot of white there. There we go. This is going to be a tiny little pocket. Let's see. What's our measurement? We need to measure. 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 Oh, that is like 4 inches. So I'm going to say like 3.5 by 2. 3.5 by 2. Oh, 2. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, Dolly. I'm going to end up going through this whole glue stick doing this too. Little finger nip. And we're going to glue this down. Whoop. Yeah. This. Over there. This up here. This over here. There we go. That's another one. Hi, Christine. All right, I'm going to get out my other glue stick because I have 900 of these. I don't have that many, but I did buy a case of them. All right, so this one's going to be a little taller than that one. That's crooked. Okay, let me get that straight. There we go. Still crooked, but not terrible. Okay. Finger nip. Closing. Closing. There we go. Hi, Francis. All right, I got that one done. We'll do this one. And we'll move on to those thicker ones because then we don't have to put that piece inside, you know? We don't have to do that part. Take this part off. Close this puppy up. Okay. So we're getting quite a good stop. I'm going to hold off on those. All right, let's do these because I want to see. I don't even know if this would work. But, you know, I'm going to try it. Because I got to, you know, do this. And then this, which, you know, is why I'm saying this might be too thick to do this. Let me get my bone folder. Okay, you know what? I don't think folding this over is going to be good. So let's just lop it off. There. We'll just lop that off. Oh, and we'll make a double pocket out of it. See? A pocket, a pocket, and a pocket. So let me put a finger pull in there. And one up here. We decapitated him. Okay, so we'll close this. And close this. There we go. So we have a pocket, and a tuck on that one. That's cool. I don't think I'm going to use that though, so we won't do that. Let's do this one. So this one is not as thick as that one. As far as paper, it's still thick, but it's not as thick. But it is a nice weight. Okay. So let's see where we're going to move this up to there. Like that. And this down. All right, so working with thicker paper is a little bit more difficult because you have to use the bone folder, so it does take more time. No big deal, but it does take more time. Okay, but I don't think I have to reinforce this because it's still a nice thick paper. It's a little thicker than scrapbook paper. It's probably about 24, 28 pound. So it's got a decent thickness to it. All right, let's put some glue on here. There we go. Now we're going to move this part down. There. This part. And this part. Now this paper is a little shiny, so I'm just going to put a clip on it so that it dries, because it's a little shiny, little shiny.
Either of you comment? Oz, Ginger. Come on. Birdies.
The mother-in-law. Now, I was lucky. I mean, in a way. I've been married a few times, and the ones that really mattered. My daughter's biological father has no idea who his mother is, let alone where she is. She's a con artist who used many aliases. And they think she may have died in the early 90s. But she has 7 or 8 kids. And they're all over the country. And my ex-husband, Alex's biological father, did not know where half of his siblings were. He did manage to meet one brother that he actually remembered from his childhood. And because they were together for a while. And then that brother led him to another brother who lives here in Nevada. And so my daughter actually has, a relationship. He lives in Reno, up by Reno. But at least my daughter has a relationship with him, as far as extended family. Then he has 2 biracial siblings that are, I think they're twins, that live in Atlanta. And he found them, which actually allowed my daughter to meet them. And he, for the longest time, he thought that his father was an Italian porn star named Antonio Masticello. We even found a film that the guy was in years ago. This was in 1988. He was in an art film. And so we're like, I don't think you look really a lot like him, guy. You must look like your mom. Of course, come to find out that was not his father. Doesn't even know where his last name came from. Because he has found his biological father through DNA. And the DNA led him to somebody who has this totally benign name, normal, everyday kind of name. So he doesn't even know where his surname came from. Because it's not his name. Probably some guy and the guy didn't even know about him. Did not know. He suspected that might have been why the mom bailed, that she was pregnant, but he didn't know for sure, and back in the day. But he is his only biological sibling. He doesn't have any, full biological siblings. He has He has some half siblings that he's aware of, and he's found quite a few of them. But I was lucky because when I was married to him, I didn't have to worry about a mother in law because we think she may have been in jail at that time in California. Um, we're not entirely sure. But, he has managed to find some of his siblings, which is cool. He's a nice guy. He deserves to, have that family. The Dino Beaver is your mother-in-law, huh? Yay! All right, so we've done some of these. Let's see. We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 of them done. That's a lot, And now I can ink and decorate these as I want and put them, in my projects. So let's rubber band these suckers. Here we go. And then we're going to be doing, let me put this away. We're going to do, what's the other one that I want to do today? We're going to do some accordions. Yeah, some accordions. So that one I didn't really have to worry about. My first husband, we only had to see his mother when we went there. And the only reason we ever went there was because back in the day, she worked in Kmart. And so when the clothes would go on sale at Kmart, like the clearance, she'd buy it all. She'd go in and she'd buy it all. And then she had like one room in her house that had those big green trash cans in it. And they were marked boy 6'7", boy 8'9", boy 10, like all the sizes that she needed for her grandkids because she had 6 children. And I think she had like 17 or 18 grandkids. So right before school would start, she would call each one of her kids and schedule an appointment for them to come over, and they would come over, and then she would like go through and get them outfits out of these bins. So we never had to worry about clothes because she always put the clothes on. But that was the only time I saw her. She never had holidays at her house. She would stop by like the weekend before Christmas. And we lived next door to his brother. And she would stop by the weekend before Christmas with a trash bag, and she'd like pull up in front of our 2 driveways. She'd get out with this big trash bag, and she'd hand one to him and one to his brother. And those were the Christmas presents. Never for the kids. Like, she didn't buy anything for her own kids. She would just buy stuff for her grandkids. And I tell you, it was stuff from Kmart that was clearanced. That was my first mother-in-law. AJ didn't have a mom because she was in prison. I was briefly married, and I mean briefly, like 4 months, to this guy named John. His mother came to visit shortly after we got married, and she was okay, but the dad, wow. Hi, Maury. The dad sent me for Christmas. And I remember this, it was wrapped up. And my mom always came down for Christmas. She would drive down and spend Christmas with me. She'd spend Thanksgiving with my brother and Christmas with me. And every now and then she'd come down and get me and drive me back up there, and we'd have a big Christmas, all of us together. But she'd come down to my house for Christmas. And so my mom is sitting in my living room. My husband is sitting in my living room. Alex, who was like, I don't know, she was like 4 at the time, maybe 3 or 4. And packages had arrived from a big box had arrived from his parents, and everything in it was wrapped. It was in, packages, and it was wrapped. And so I didn't think anything. We just put them under the tree. And I pulled out this package that was from his dad. And it specifically said that it was from his father. And so I was like, oh, well, that's really sweet. He took the time to get me something special himself. I've never met him. I met the mom. She's a nice lady. I had a very limited opinion of her, but she was a nice lady. So I opened up this package in front of my mother and my mom's girlfriend at the time, and my husband and my daughter. And it is literally like 1970s in the cellophane package hanging on the hook from the porn store, fishnet crotchless jumpsuit. And I was totally aghast. I was like, what? My mother was like, what the hell? Like, that's not anywhere near appropriate. And I told him that. And you would think, okay, I'm your wife. Your father just sent me porn lingerie. You should probably call your dad and go, Pop, not even cool. Like, no, inappropriate, highly freaking inappropriate. Nope. He was mad at me for being ticked at his dad. And then he turns around and he goes, oh, yeah, by the way, he was in the Air Force and his enlistment was up in like 6 months. He says, oh, yeah, by the way, when I'm done, we're going to go live at my parents' house. And you're going to take care of everything there. No, I'm not. One, I'm not moving to Massachusetts. He was from Boston. I am not moving to Boston. No. That's one. Two, yeah, no, I'm not going to take care of anybody. And three, you need to consult me about these kinds of things. Yeah. I had just moved back from Alaska. I didn't want to go someplace cold again. No. Let me see. No. Nope. All right. Let's do this. So I'm going to get some paper here. Get some black. All right. All right, so these are the colors that I like to do the accordions out of when I'm doing the make-aheads. Black, because it's just general. We use it for a lot of stuff. Craft, because again, it's a general color. And then cream, or like this is almost the same color as like a file folder. It's just a slight bit off. Okay. Let me get out a bigger cutter. Here we go. All right, so we're going to this is an 11-inch piece of paper, so we're going to trim it down to 10.5. By 4. And then this one. So you get one of these out of a sheet of 8.5 by 11. Okay. And then 5 inches. That's good. Keep it. So you get 2 pieces for each one. So you need 4. And then a 5 by 4. And then Mike's mom, Jonathan's mom, she passed away before I met him. So I never got to meet her. Oh, well, that was interesting. Wow, that I've never had one do that. Yeah, she passed away before I met him, so. And then Mike's mom, Gerda, piece of work.
My dad said about her.
It's the only thing his dad and I agreed on. Yeah, wow. We were having a conversation one time at dinner. We went down and took her to dinner. And my stepdaughter, Cassie, my youngest, she was diagnosed as having asthma. And so they were treating her for asthma. And she was like bad, like nebulizer all the time type thing. And your grandmother's name was Gerda? Arlene's grandma's name was Gerda. Hers was with an E, though, G-E-R. And it's not a common name. So we're sitting there, and he got up to go to the bathroom. I think he had to take Cassie to the bathroom. And we were just having general conversation at the table. And but we were having this conversation, and he had gotten up to leave the table for a minute. And she asked about how the grandkids were. And I was like, they're fine. We found out some things about, I didn't cut these down to 10.5. Cassie doesn't have asthma. And at the time, prior to this, Cassie was a sausage.
Yeah.
She had no neck. She wore adult-sized clothing because she was just big girl for her age. And so she had lost like 20 pounds, which on her frame made her a lot smaller.
She did a lot better once she lost the weight.
And as soon as she lost the weight, the asthma wasn't an issue anymore. And so she was asking about how the grandkids were. And I was like, well, they're doing good. We found out Cassie's not an asthmatic. It's just because, she's chunky. She's chubby. it just causes her to have problems, when she's running and this, that, and the other. And his mother looked at me and she goes, well, you're a fat person. Do you have asthma?
That's not the way she said it.
Oh, yes, it was.
That's the way you heard it.
But Mike comes back to the table at that exact moment. And he's like, okay, we got to go. It is time to go. If we don't leave her, my wife might kill this woman. All right, 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. Turn it over. 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. 2.5. Turn. 2.5. Why am I scoring it on both sides? I'm scoring it on both sides because this is an accordion fold and I don't know which way it's going to go. So I like to really break the fiber down. So, yeah. And she was, I don't know. She was one of those that, like, I don't know what it was with his parents. I don't know if it was because they had 2 boys, or if it was just the way they were. But his dad favored Cassie, and his mom did too.
Chew them both out about it.
Like when Mike first moved here, he lived here at his dad's house. And his dad would like favor Cassie in some pretty dangerous ways. And then like his mom was like, oh, I want to have, the kids come visit. And we'd be like, okay, we're going to send the kids to visit. And she'd go, oh, well, I can't handle them both. Just send Cassie the first time. So we sent Cassie expecting that shortly thereafter, Mikey would go. Nope. She turned around after she had Cassie and she went, no,
Young boy can't handle it.
no, I can't handle him. He's a boy. He's going to be too rambunctious. And we're like, he's actually better behaved than she is. And he was.
You gonna go outside, Jim?
Jim, outside. Go on.
But like both of his parents favored her over him. And we don't know if it was because they had boys. And like this was their only girl.
Probably.
But it wasn't because his brother had a daughter as well.
Gertrude dotes it over her too.
So, we're not exactly entirely 100% sure why it was, but
My dad had this thing against my brother, so he never got himself. I don't know. Not my circus.
not your circus, not your monkeys, baby.
Okay, maybe it's my circus, but definitely not my monkeys.
It's on here. Now, my mom was kind of the polar opposite in that she liked boys, but she also had it in her head that when kids turn 12, they automatically become, evil. And so once my kids turned 12, she like kind of ghosted them. And I'm not entirely sure where she got that idea, but
Blame your brother.
right? Must have been my brother. But I will say that my mom was at least fair and equal. Like she spent the same amount of time and the same amount of money and the same amount of energy into all of her grandchildren. She had 4 granddaughters and a grandson, and then she had 5 granddaughters and 2 grandsons when Mike and I got married. And my mom did. She took Mike's kids to her heart. Those were her grandkids.
Oh, she loved Mikey to death.
She loved those kids. She would spend hours with Cassie
Trying to do schoolwork.
trying to help her with her schoolwork because Cassie had some learning disabilities.
Yeah.
It was hard for her to get numbers. It was like she was number dyslexic.
Yeah.
Like she would get it and she'd be so happy because, her and grandma would spend hours sitting there and she'd finally get it. And then the next day it was all gone. And she'd be so frustrated. And my mom would just start back at A again. And we'd start, here we go. We're going to do this and we're going to get it right. And then Cassie would get it, and then she'd lose it again. And it was very hard for her.
Cox Communications Business Technical
So-
Support. My name's Mike. I'm an assistant.
But as far as my mother was concerned, that was her granddaughter, and she was going to do everything she had to do.
Hello, caller.
People are calling him and not wanting to talk to him today.
Hello, caller. I cannot hear you. If you please try calling back to 1-844-800-0742. Be greatly appreciated. Possible we will do time. I'm currently going to hang up. Sorry, I can't hear you. Hello. Nope. Thank you for talk. Have a fantastic day now.
And they're sitting on the other end of that line going, you can't hear us because your phones suck. All right. So we got that one done. So we did 6 of these and I don't know, like 10 of the other ones, right? All right. So that's it for today. I'm going to let these dry. And then I'll add them to my stash of stuff. What are we doing tomorrow? I don't know. I might have some more make-aheads to do. Or we might move on to, something more fun. Maybe we'll talk about our next journal or we'll make a folio thing. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the vintage diary, Victorian diary of Edwardian lady or whatever the hell it is. We're going to do a folio out of that. Red-headed tornado. I know. The phone ain't working, you ninnies. All right. So that's going to be it for today. Well, for now. Let's see what we got cooking. If you haven't checked it, check out the community tab because we have some new videos listed in there and some new other things. I made some changes in there to make it a little easier for people. Right at the top, I specifically said that Art Therapy, Craft With Me, and Mixed Media are all at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, and that we play games every Sunday at 10:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's all preset. And that, sales are based on what's good for the day. So tonight, this is the 14th. So we have this layer cake pocket that was done today. And tonight we're doing Art Therapy. Our Craft With Me tomorrow is going to be taking single pages and turning them into signature pages. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. So kind of a refresher course in that one because that's what everybody voted on. And then Saturday night, we're going to be doing our mixed media. So that's what I got for this week. New, push the button. Please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please push the button. Okay. Don't make a fat lady bag. It's not pretty. What else? Check out the YouTube community tab. Tells you everything I got going on. I am working on redoing a couple of videos that I've already done. And there's going to be some free classes posted. I'm probably going to do it in a 2-part. And what else? Go over to my Facebook group. There's all kinds of great stuff over there. I will get the Minute Mystery posted. I promise I'm going to get to it today. It's on my list. I just haven't finished my list. I got this list. Oh, wait. I can knock something off of here. I did finish the bins. We finished that one. So Minute Mystery is the next thing up on the list. So we're going to be doing I'm going to be doing a Minute Mystery in the Facebook group. And what else? I think that's it. That's everything. All right. So until I see you again, stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye. Oh, the special sale. Yes, I can do that. So Jamie has a whole bunch of stuff. And we talked about it. And nobody wants, a 12 by 7 by 14-inch box of napkins. So she's going to send all of that to me. I don't normally do commission type sales. These what are they called? Consignment. I don't normally do consignment sales, but I'm going to do it for Jamie. She's going to be sending me some boxes of stuff. I'm going to break it down into smaller units. And we're going to have a big sale. I'll probably do like 2 hours and then stop for an hour and then come back for 2 hours and then stop for an hour and come back for 2 hours. So we'll do 3 separate lives all in the same day. And we're going to try and get rid of as much of that as we can because Jamie's not crafting anymore with paper. And so I want to make sure that, she gets back some of what she has put out, but also make sure that the things that she has get into the hands of people who can use them. So we're going to be doing that. It's a special sale. We're going to be doing it. It's going to be in addition to my regular sale. And as soon as I get the stuff, I'll get it sorted. And then once I have it all sorted and packaged, we'll decide on a date. Okay? So it is coming. I just don't know exactly when because I have to wait for it to get here. And then it's going to take me some time to break it all down and package it. But that's it. That's all I got, folks. Until then. Bye-bye.